Hey, Justine.
Oh, hey, Heather.
What's going on?
I just wanted to make some pom-poms today. Do you want to make some pom-poms?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, I brought some supplies.
Me too. I'm ready.
Okay, great.
I'm ready.
So you have a ton of pom-pom supplies in your store, which is where I got my kit from. Yeah. And then I also got my scissors from here too.
Oh yeah, let's see which scissors you have.
I actually have a couple over here. So these are yours that I stole off your desk.
Those are the Wicked Step scissors.
They're so good.
I've had them for a very long time. I love them.
And these are like just little classic, like gold, but these have a longer blade, so I'm probably going to use that today.
I have these ones.
I love those.
These are so pretty.
I love them.
And they're nice and sharp. You need really nice sharp scissors for making pom-poms.
Oh, that's a good point.
Little tiny.
We should probably tell
them
big
scissors
what you need to make pom-poms.
Yeah. So, let's see. In the shop, I carry a bunch of pom-pom making supplies. This makes a teeny tiny pom-pom. These are 3/4 inch and 1 inch pom-poms. These are very cute. I've made little tiny hats that are just like little ornaments with a teeny tiny 3/4 inch pom-pom on top.
So sweet.
And the cutest.
Earrings, right?
And earrings, little tiny pom-pom earrings. Adorable.
Love it.
This is the kit that I'm going to be using today. So this is like your average hat sized pom-pom maker. So that's these two sizes here.
Perfect.
And then I have also giant.
I love this one.
Giant pom-pom maker, which is really cool. We might do another video on making pom-poms with wool roving.
Oh, I've never done that before.
Which is really cool, which is really good to do with this kind of like this giant pom-pom maker. You can use wool roving instead of yarn.
I love it.
And I think this is the kit that you have.
That's the one I have.
Right? It has all these 4 sizes.
The multi-pack. So these two are good for hats, and then these two are good for like little tiny projects, little craft projects.
This is a nice little set that we have, and I'm making these bigger ones today.
And I'm going to use these to make tiny ones.
Cool.
Which leads us to the next thing you need for pom-poms is yarn.
You need some yarn.
So I went into my like scrap stash and I got some little tiny scraps in like the kind of white cream with speckle family, and I'm going to kind of maybe blend all these or do them separately depending on how much I need.
Great.
To make like little tiny pom-poms for a garland.
Cute.
Which is going to be super sweet. So that's what I've got.
Yeah, I think for those tinier pom-poms you need to use fingering weight yarn too.
It'll be easier, I think, to use that. Yeah, definitely.
And then I'm using some bulky weight. I'm working on a window display. This is some of my earlier day hand-dyed. And I thought they were really nice and like springy colors to throw in with some other color.
That's so fun. So you're going to like just build a whole display of
I just want a ball pit of pom-poms,
in the front of the
window
store.
Display. I think that'd be so cute. Garrett.
Yeah, Garrett will come and help.
Yeah.
I know. Garrett's our creative director, if you didn't know.
Yeah, so, yep. There you go.
So exciting. Okay. So we thought it would be funny to teach each other how to make a pom-pom.
Yes.
Since we've both been making pom-poms forever, but everybody does things a little differently.
It's true.
And there's definitely more than one right way to do things. So I'm going to start, I think I'm going to start with a yellow size. Right. What size are you going to start with?
I'm going to start with my big blue one.
Okay.
It's my bigger pom-pom size.
So, for those of you who've never made a pom-pom before, the Clover pom-pom maker opens up like this. So it's these two pieces that are joined down the center. And then it opens up like this. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to wrap your yarn on one side until it's full, and you're going to wrap the other side until it's full, and then you close it, and then we'll talk about securing it in more detail, but you secure your pom-pom around the center, and then you snip, snip, snip with your scissors, and then you pull these two pieces apart, and then you'll have a whole pom-pom.
Magic.
Like magic. And then there's like, you can trim it and make it however you want after that. But that's the basics.
Yeah, I think that's what's so great about the pom-pom makers is it basically makes like a pretty perfect pom-pom.
Yep.
Each time. These have not been trimmed.
I know,
I made these earlier today, and you know, sometimes you might need to trim them.
And sometimes you don't.
It's pretty cute. Nice little...
Depends on what you're going for.
Pom-pom.
So cute.
Yeah. Cool. So you want to start?
I'll start, yes. Okay, so I'm going to go with, by the way, this is, the little tiny bits I'm using are from my Teal Torch yarn collection.
Oh my gosh, so cute.
I know. So this is just like a nice like cream color with some bright speckles of like orange and yellow and pink. So Heather, here's how you make a pom-pom.
Let's see it.
Okay, so you take a little tail.
Should I do it at the same time, or are we going to do it?
Whatever you want. We could do, I'll show you on one side and you show me on the other.
I love that. Yeah. So I'll do it your way.
Okay.
Here. Okay, great.
Alright, so what you do, and I know that you guys can't see exactly, but just, it's not too tricky and you can make it work for you. But I like to take the tail and hang it kind of in the middle of that little rainbow shape of your pom-pom maker.
Great.
Just like that.
Yeah.
And then start wrapping around and around and around. And what you're going to do is you're going to wrap slowly around until you hit the edge of that little rainbow guy. And you're going to start going the other direction and wrap it in the other direction.
Oh my God.
I know.
What is happening? Okay. Yeah, keep going.
You're doing yours
keep going
upside down to me. Maybe that's like I'm teaching you.
I'm not Australian.
Yeah, sorry. Neither am I just married into it. So keep going around and around, wrapping, and you're not pulling so tight, but you are making it nice and snug.
Oh yeah.
So I don't want mine loosey-goosey. And then what I like to do also is when I get to that edge of the rainbow, I like to really make sure it's right up against it. So I'm getting the full 180 of your like little half circle here that I keep calling a rainbow. And then you just keep going back and forth, wrapping over what you wrapped previously, back and forth, back and forth. And I like to do it this way so that I can get the most out of the yarn, because you could obviously wrap it and wrap it and wrap it in sections, but this way you're making sure you have even distribution. And I'm all about using every tiny little scrap of yarn. So this is this is kind of like the middle part of your pom-pom making, where you're just going back and forth and back and forth. And while you're doing it, Miss Heather, you want to make sure that you're getting it nice and even, so that like the whole rainbow has the same amount of yarn that you're building up. Is yours better than mine? Great. There's a little like empty little spot over
on
there. I mean, to be fair, yours is bigger, and I might be faster.
That's right.
Different folks. Okay, round and around and around we go. So this is the part where we might start to differ. Is I like to wrap mine until. Okay, so you know how I'm describing it as a rainbow. So you're going around and around like in this little rainbow half circle shape. I almost want this to be flat by the time we're done.
What?
Like I want that much yarn that this kind of fills up this little like half circle.
Wow, okay.
Just to make a super... Okay, so, I mean, yes, that's what I want, but it's also a little bit like living on the edge as far as pom-pom making goes, because it's a little dangerous, because you can overpack your pom-pom maker to the point where you can't secure it. So it's
then it's destroyed and a waste of yarn.
Then you just have a tiny, like a bunch of tiny little pieces of yarn, which I don't know what you can do with those, but alright, so I've run out of my first scrap. So what I'm going to do is just, and this is actually a fun part of using scraps. I know you have like a whole skein, so you're good, but part of using scraps is then, it doesn't matter if you run out, so I'm just going to leave this little tail, and I'm just going to join in my next piece. And in the end, when you're trimming your pom-pom, like we were talking about before, you'll just have that little end sticking up, and you can just trim it. So no big deal. So just join your next piece. So I'm holding that one securely with my finger. I'm going to lay the next one kind of where it is, hold it securely, and then just start wrapping over it. So no big deal at all. And then what's cool about having like a bunch of scrap yarn is that in the end your pom-pom's going to have all this like variegation of color and look really cool, which is why I picked like a family of colors that are all like white and creamy.
Beautiful.
So what do you think? You're done with your side?
Yeah, I'm done with my first half, and this is what it looks like.
Oops, I just
Don't
don't do that. I just accidentally.
And I'll wait until.
Okay. Well, I'm almost there. I just want
up.
it to be a little bit flatter in that middle part. This is probably more of a ridiculous way of doing it. No surprises there. Okay. I think I'm good. No, just one more. Okay. I'm going fast. Alright. And then you take your scissors and you just trim your yarn. Did you fold yours? Fold it in. Alright, so that's my side.
Great.
You ready for your side?
Okay. That's how we're going to do
Okay, teacher Heather.
my side. But I didn't do it the way that you did it the first time, so you don't have to worry about doing it how I did mine.
Okay, great. Wait, I gotta pick my color. What am I gonna do? We'll do this
I
one.
really like my first layer to be very exact and precise. It doesn't have to be. That's just how I like to do it. So same thing. Drape over.
In the middle?
Well, yeah, but I push it over to the side. So we're going to start right here.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
And
then I'm kind of just going to go all the way around, right? And I'm not overlapping at all.
Oh.
And I slide it over to the side. So no overlapping.
Oh. A little wrap and slide.
And slide.
Oh, you know what though, Heather? The little one has these little notches in it that are preventing me from doing that.
Well, you can't do this.
Okay.
Then.
So I guess for the bigger sizes, they're smooth, and the smaller sizes probably have notches.
I think it's the different kits.
Oh,
This kit has the notches with all the sizes. The other ones don't have those notches. But the notches are kind of cool.
Well, it makes the technique I use easier and the technique you use not. But that's okay.
But so yeah, I wrap and then push it over so that it's
we're gonna pretend
this
I'm pushing
first
it. Shh, don't tell her.
This first row I do 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
So I mean we'll show you. But so this first row is really nice and smooth, so that creates like a nice smooth base for your pom-pom.
Okay. I think I'm done with my first row.
Great. I'm almost done. And like Justine was saying, like I also do this when I get to the edge here, as I'll do like some extra bits, because the edge of your pom-pom right here and right here and then right here and right here is where your pom-pom's going to connect.
Right.
So the more full it is there, the better.
Yes.
So that's what my first wrapping bit looks like.
Looks great.
Thank you.
Mine looks not as great because I was trying to slide on a
you can't slide.
notched surface.
So now I'm just going to go back the way I came. And this one doesn't have to be quite as precise. I just try to make sure that I'm getting a good layer over that first layer that I did. So it doesn't have to be quite as perfect.
Okay, and I'm at my third.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it's tiny.
Well, whose fault is that?
Mine. This isn't even the tiniest one. This is the second tiniest.
I know, I thought you were going to do the teeny tiny one.
I know. I got scared that I would mess it up.
Well,
I don't know why I thought this would be easier. Don't ask me to reason with my
so
pom-pom.
there's my second. And I'm going to do one more layer. So I'm going to come back around this way.
Okay.
I'm going to bulk up that front bit.
Oh, I'm going to add a little bit of another color.
Yes.
So if you want to intentionally do that before you run out, you can.
And also, I wanted to say that it's really fun to make pom-poms with self-striping yarns, too.
Yes.
That makes a really interesting, fun pom-pom. You get, like, these little bits. Little bits of color that you just wouldn't get with a solid or variegated. So I'm using a variegated here, and Justine is working with a speckle.
Yeah, the speckles.
Very cute.
I love how speckles
Oh,
look.
no.
Do you have a knot?
Well, yeah, I'm doing a bad thing and I'm pulling from the center of my skein.
Oh, yes. Okay.
But
side note time. This is what happens when you pull from the center of your skein.
yeah, when I'm knitting, I don't do that.
Which I know we're all tempted to do because it's like so easy.
Yeah. But when I am working with a pom-pom maker, I usually pulling from the center is fine. So I have now completed my 3, I don't know, what would you even call that?
Layers?
My 3 layers. So I'm going to close it. And these pom-pom makers have these little grooves in them.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just pull through that groove.
What? I've never done that before.
So this makes it so that it keeps this piece even with the rest of the pom-pom when you snip it. So you pull through that groove and you cut it. So that was the part that was connected to my working yarn.
Genius.
And then this part is my tail.
Mm-hmm.
So you do the same thing. So then keep your ends even.
Perfect.
So then I have this whole bit here.
Alright.
Let's see yours. Looks great. It looks great, except for these.
I know. Those are not even, but that's okay. Are you ready to actually make the pom-pom?
Yes. So what I like to do before I do any of the next steps is I like to cut
have it ready?
I like to have it ready. I like to be ready
smart.
to go.
Okay.
So
they call this mise en place, Heather, in the cooking world.
Get out of here. So this is, I would say, about a 12-inch piece here. And I like to keep it long because I'm going to use those strands later to tie them to said project, whatever I'm doing. So got that. And then in these cool pom-pom makers that we have,
I know.
you see right in here, this bit, there's a groove that goes all the way around.
Yep.
So now we're just going to use, you need to use tiny scissors for these, no matter what size. Tiny sharp scissors, because if you have big scissors,
there's no room.
It's not going to fit. So embroidery scissors, little yarn snips, something that is perfect for these.
And you probably already have a pair.
Yeah.
Or if you don't, treat yourself.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love tiny scissors. They're so cute.
So you're going to get in there.
So yeah, now we're going to go, I'm just going to start cutting. And you're going to cut all the way around.
I might have to borrow yours.
Yours not as sharp.
Mine they're working, but I think it's just awkward because it's tiny.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe I'll use the shorter ones with this tiny pom-pom.
Oh, yeah. So this is what the first side looks like.
This is way better.
I have snipped that first half.
Oh my gosh. Okay, the color reveal is so fun. Look at the color. Oh my god, all that little pink business.
So I've done one half. I'm going to do this top half.
Oh, and make sure, I just realized mine started to pop out. Make sure you're holding those pieces closed so that it stays a circle. Yes. You don't want it to come apart yet. So satisfying. Yeah, if you're having like a stressful day, make some pom-poms.
Oh, I think another thing to say, so on mine, I did 3 layers. The more layers you do, the more dense your pom-pom will be. So you can do just a 1 layer.
Yeah. If you have thick yarn.
Yeah. Or if you want like a floppier pom-pom.
Well, that's why, because I like a nice full pom-pom, which is why I was going.
You make such beautiful pom-poms.
I was going for that like flat spot sort of thing in the middle of the rainbow. Okay, I think we're
cut all the way around.
Me too.
Okay. Great. So now what do we do?
Now we take our yarn.
Okay.
And basically, remember that metal rod that connects these 2 plastic pieces? You're basically tying your yarn around that. So you're going to put this through the groove.
Okay.
And then, now this is where you have to be gentle but firm, because yarn can break, even like really good strong yarn. It has a breaking point. So, especially
roving.
Yes.
And tiny yarn too.
Like what you have. And if you're really worried about it, you could put some sewing thread in there too. But basically what you're doing is you're pulling it all the way through till you can feel it hit the center, and then you're going to tie it off a couple times. Like a nice double knot. Sorry, I'm doing this off camera on my lap because it's too tiny. Heather
mine.
is demoing. Okay.
So I've done one, and then I'm going to do a second.
Yes. And then what do you do that where you do the 2 and then you go to the other side and do another one?
Like a square knot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean the other side of the pom-pom.
Oh, no.
So if I'm worried about it, like this is sock yarn, it's a little slippery, I'll go to the other side and do, does that make sense? Like here's where it was, and then I'm just pulling it through the groove and then go around to the other side.
Colors are so cute.
I know, I'm so excited.
Alright, so mine is ready.
Okay.
On Justine.
Waiting on me. I know. This is like,
it's going to be so cute.
Okay, if you're a brand new to pom-poms, maybe do bulky, a big one, because the little stuff is a little bit finicky. Okay.
It is. Yeah.
All right, here's the exciting part. All right, so let's unwrap at the same time.
All right, let's see. How do you do it?
I pull the little pieces apart that I make the rainbow.
Yeah, so I
like
pull
that.
the first 2.
Yep. And then the other 2.
Just like that.
And then I take these 2 sides.
And the bottom too.
And pull them apart. Am I ahead of you?
Yeah.
It's a pom-pom!
So, what I do, so it's not exactly perfect, so you gotta like pretend like you're like making cookies, right? When you roll cookies out.
Yeah, this is not how I make cookies, but this is what I do with my
You don't roll your cookies out?
No, I apparently do this.
Perfect.
No, I like to shake them all out. That, for me at least, that gets out all of the little bits that need to get trimmed. See all those?
So cute.
Yeah. Which actually, I don't know, it adds a little character if you wanted to leave it. There's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah.
But
every pom-pom is beautiful.
It really is. Oh my gosh. Do you want to touch pom-poms? Cheers, Heather.
Oh, cheers.
I love it. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. All right, so the last step, if you want to, this step is optional, and I highly recommend, I'm not going to do it now because I'll make a mess. Highly recommend getting an old magazine or catalog or something that is has a slippery surface, but it can stay in your lap easily, not like a piece of paper, and trim. And then all your trimming bits go into your lap, and then you take that and dump into the garbage.
You don't like to have fiber, scrappy business all over you all the time?
On the days I don't, that's what I do.
Okay.
Do you like to have scrappy fiber business all over
I
you?
always do. I had a friend, I used to have these big parties at my house, and my friend would always wear a white shirt.
I don't remember those.
He'd just wear a white t-shirt, and he's like, Heather, this is why I love coming to your parties. He goes home and there's threads all over him.
Yes, yes. Okay, so if you're wearing a white shirt that you want to decorate,
cool.
then I would go for it. But yeah, at this point what you're going to do is you're just going to basically, now there's no wrong way to do this. You just want to go carefully if you're new to it and kind of get used to it. But basically what you're doing is you're going up to what you want the edge of the pom-pom to be and trimming the ends that you don't want there until it's a nice shape.
Yeah.
And you'll just know because you'll just keep going around and around and looking at it from different angles until it's to your pleasing. Do whatever you want. And then you take your ends and you can use these to sew it onto something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little guy and I'm actually going to tie this very tightly around some macrame cord.
Great.
And that's what I'm going to use for my garland.
Oh my god, so cute.
It's going to be great.
So cute.
I know.
Yeah, so thank you for hanging out and watching us make some pom-poms. If you have pom-pom questions, comment below. Or you can't put pictures in YouTube, huh?
I don't know.
You can. Grandma.
Yeah, but you can share them on Instagram and tag us.
Yeah, tag
at
Yarncantations.
And you can hashtag Yarncantations too, and we'll find that hashtag.
Yeah. And if you want to see more little tutorial bits like this, make sure that after you watch this video, if you're not already, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube page. And, like the video, or if you don't like it, then don't like the video.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. Like a different video.
Go watch something you like. What are you doing?
But thank you guys, and thank you, Heather. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the pom-pom supplies.
Thank you, Justine.
I know, this was fun.
All right, everybody.
See you next time.
Bye.